the movement of Tibet support Tibet, and because of the time the Chinese government had great pressures in the Dalai Lama's regime. So I got lost. I have to rephrase. I didn't think about that because there's a tape. I went to this concert, and it's a concert about the ancient bells. They recreated like a whole set of ancient bells. I think it's traveled from China to here, or Taiwan, I don't remember. And then, so basically the people play, it's like a group of people playing the bells and creating music. So the music's really ancient. I was really, during that time, I listened to tape over and over and over and over. And that's why I create the painting you have.
So what happens when you do the painting? You are in a different state of mind, or emotions, or feelings?
Is it on now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm gonna start all over again. I was thinking, see, that's okay too. You can just add it, okay? Yeah. Well, actually, painting is actually painting for me is a very intimate activities. Actually painting to me is a very intimate activities. I feel like being in my studio, like being in my temple, okay? When I start a painting, my painting always really huge. I don't know why, maybe because I'm very small in my size. And then I want to speak loud. That makes sure everybody know what I'm really doing, what I want to say. Maybe I just want attention. I don't know. Some things underneath, I don't know what that is. So early on, my paintings always like 6 feet or 10 feet by 10 feet. Sometimes some of the painting disappear, they throw away because it's too big. So I like to scale up my painting because I will be able to get inside my painting. You know, I will be part of it. I'm inside my painting, inside the environment. So I actually have some like images I document how I start painting. So always I was writing calligraphy. The calligraphy I wrote is the poetry I recited. And I'll remember it when I was a little kid. We are being forced to memorize a lot of poetry by Leopold, Tofu, all these famous poems in my head. So when I paint, I will write and write and write. So that the word from the poem, the meaning, the feeling, the emotion from that poem, and I think it's end up on the top of my canvas, I think. So I create that mood to start a painting. So once sometimes I sing too, because like all the poetry, I sing in Chinese of course, because all this poem I studied when I was little kid, when you're a little kid, you're memorizing everything, you sing out everything, you know how to, say it, but then basically you really don't know what that meant. But right now, when I say it out loud, when I'm reciting it, I kind of know every single word, what that means. So I really like that. So that's how I create this mood to start painting. So after I'm done, I usually step back and look at my canvas. The whole canvas is covered with calligraphy. This calligraphy jumping out of the canvas like a beings, like people to me, okay, alive. So I will, based on that, I look at the image, look at the composition, and then I start to attack, the cameras, and I put marks, and I see images, I see meanings, I see dialogues, and then I will continue. And then when I'm working, usually I work, I don't know, when that moment came to me, can hold for 6 hours. I just paint 6 hours. I did not even know this 6 hours. At the end, I was really exhausted. Okay, I quit. So that's it. And then I come back next day.
Yes, okay.
Okay, I don't know if you like it or not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what do you want me to say? Say something.
Well, I'm okay. Well,
You want a chair here?
no, I don't want to be next to you. I want to.
No, you sit right there. Here.
Okay, put it in. No.
Being a person from different cultural traditions, or being an artist from different cultural traditions and living in America and practice art in America, I felt two things. I felt like I'm so lucky, like I have a lot of things I can add to the American art, like I study American art history, I study Western art history, but yet I feel like I know about Chinese art history as well, very well, I know about the Chinese literature, culture, and art very well too. So I grew up in the Chinese cultural traditions, art tradition, and now in higher learning, I start really funny. I start with from top, okay, college, and then all the way down to kindergarten. When I was in China, I started from kindergarten to all the way up to, So I feel like that kind of experience make me feel I feel lucky as an artist, because I have this kind of opportunities to see things from different perspectives, and I can see more than people can see in a, I would say, traditional way. So I feel so lucky being an artist to have that kind of upbringing, that kind of experience. But yet, I also feel not very lucky. Is like the kind of art I make is really, what is this? And not everybody really can understand, what is that? It's something like they have never seen that before. So I feel that because of that, of course, commercial-wise speaking, it's not really a good way, easy way for me to break in the market, or break in the social circle, things like that. But on the other hand, in education level, somehow in the academic level, academic circle, and a lot of people feel that there's need for that, the need for diversity, the need for relearning from different culture. So that part is also a plus to me. So there's always, everything have two sides, plus and minus. So for me, is you have to really navigate to what's really good for you, and you go from there. So art is not for everybody, so there's no one art, so many kind of art, and you have to find the level that fit in your, what your nature is all about. That's, I feel like it's not all that bad, it's not all that good, but that's life. So yes, I in the last 8 years, I have a lot of interactions with students and universities in China. I think that seems like they need artists like me. to help them to educate them in the way of how to say that, incorporate globalizations, bring the Chinese art in the world's level. I really believe that they need someone like me. Therefore, I was being invited to China, to universities to lecture. For example, China Academy of Arts in Hangzhou. I was invited in 2002. I was invited with great honor, and so it was a really exciting experience, and I participate in showing, give lectures, and so later on they invited me again in same place. And also this is another university, normal university, they invited me to. And so in following years, in 2007, there's a big giant event for, to show my work and lectures and working with students. So I feel like they welcome people like myself because my art has great relationship with like where I was from as a Chinese person, and know about the Chinese culture, not only Chinese culture, philosophy, art and literature. I can redo that art. Okay. Now I'm like a movie star right now. Like, okay, camera. Okay, what's that?
Okay. No, wait.
Okay. I don't know where I was at.
Well, back to China.
I was back in China. I also felt that they welcome me. They look at my work. They understand my work. Very interesting. Although I was from China, but my art education is really from America. So, and if they look at the Chinese art, I don't think they see my kind of Chinese art. But on the other hand, they really appreciate my work. There's some reason, they have something in my work speaking to them. So, and in the last 8 years, I have been very lucky, and I have really enjoyed the time I spent in China, and I learned from them too. I revisit my culture, I reconnected to my people, so I feel like more like I found my family again. That kind of feeling. I have been in this country for many years, and I really did not get a chance to return to China. Even though I returned to Hong Kong. I grew up in Hong Kong, but Hong Kong still like is British colony, is not really my home. I never consider Hong Kong as my home. But when I went back to China and all the ancient city I visited, I read about them when I was a little kid. There's a name like the West Lake, the Great Wall, and it's just like those famous places. Actually, I get a chance to return. And famous school, I get a chance to return to, all invited by them. And so it's very special for me, and also very special for them too. So I think that, in fact, I was being asked to teach in China, but there's some other reason, realistically, moving back to China is not really a right time at this point. But eventually, yes, I would like to go back to work with young students in China in the college. And also there's a lot of things I can learn from it too. It's amazing.
To me.
When you look at this body of small drawings in here, and you can tell that the personality of perhaps you can see me in here, but you can see approach is very different because I felt that I am always in a stage of experimenting new things. And this drawing I found in the bottom of my drawer when I opened it one day, and I remember I did that.
Okay, you can talk.
You can see me?
Yeah.
Like looking up? I don't know how I look like looking up. Like distortion.
No, it's not the distortion, you look fine.
Maybe you're just looking at the drawing, not at me. I just talk.
Well, you just go ahead.
Okay. So this is a body of drawings, small drawings, and you can tell that a little bit different from the previous work. It's the size smaller, the approach is different. So you can tell that I am always on a stage of experimenting new things. Very interesting. Few days ago, before we have a open house, open studio, and in this building, and I was told that I have to put up something, on the wall in order to welcome the guest. So I found this drawing, and I felt like, yeah, I have an idea what I want to do. So I start, creating multi-images, and I wish I know Photoshop. See, that's why I think if my work incorporate with new medium, and will expand much further. So that's why I am always on the edge of trying new things. So the images here are just still kind of, you can see the form from the previous work, it's one of the smaller area, I'm not sure you can see that, is a hieroglyphic writing, ancient writing. And I incorporate this giant, heavy, black, form. It's floating, look like really heavy, but it's floating. So I always want to create something has great contrast. So the form is heavy, but it's floating, and the man right here is a modern man. The form here is an ancient form. I like to have this kind of contrasting relationship in my work, and hopefully provoke some new meaning. Make the viewer think about what it is. For me, I have my own experience when I'm doing that, but not necessarily I would like to write down my meaning to tell the viewer just what they're supposed to see. So you can see images, figurative, but yet it's really really subjective, it's subjective, no objective story there to tell you. So I like about it the way, use the form, the writing, the contents, proportion and scale, then create the compositions, and then I hopefully that create new meaning to the viewers. So how much I have accomplished, I don't know yet. So it's still ongoing, and my goal is to bring the scale of this size to my normal size, like my big painting, like 10 feet by 10 feet, this sort of approach. So I think once you change the scale, the meaning or experience from this work will change too. What kind of battery you have?
I don't know. Okay, it's not getting.
Oh, that one's good. The big one.
Okay. Okay.
I can talk about this too. You can just take the picture, take a picture of that.
No, the last time is too strong in there. Too strong, it won't do it.
Really? How weird.
So this is the brain.
I can put these on there. All of them?
Yeah, put them over there.
Look like children's stuff, but that's okay. I have fun doing that. When I was watch TV, I love to draw. Okay, it's good enough. Okay, so ask me questions.
Why do you draw those kind of cartoonish and silly looking figures?
Say it again, I can hear you. Well, really interesting. All this series of cartoon images. I found that at the bottom of my drawer again, like I clean house, I clean my studio, so found this. And this series of cartoon drawing is really like embarrassing, in terms of the skill. But to me, it's very real and honest. When I was watching 2008 the presidential debate, and it was Obama and John McCain debating, and the vice president, the running mate is Obama's running mate is Joe Bin Laden.
Biden.
Huh?
To Biden. Biden.
Biden.
Not Bin Laden.
Okay, you had to erase that.
Joe Bin Laden.
Okay, I'm glad you okay. A little bit more. Okay. Okay, I found this pile of cartoon drawing at the bottom of my drawer. So I look at that, it's very, just very funny. And then I look at that and I read it and said, oh yeah, why I write something funny like this with this kind of a funny stick figure like barely, draw cartoon images. But I think they have sense of honest to it. It's really spontaneous. So when I was watching the 2008 presidential debate, and I was so intense, so I was so involved. So then